Sergeant Arms, please call the February 18th meeting to order. I would like to recognize our chaplain of the day, Pastor Dr. Kevin Andre Brooks of Providence AME Church, invited by Councilwoman Green. Pastor Brooks, would you please lead us in prayer?
Let us pray. Good and gracious God, we assemble here in this your sacred and hallowed temple of democracy, here to convene the work of your people. We come, O Lord, during a time where the sacredness of democracy is being challenged by plutocrats and oligarchs that want to take over our government. We come, God, your people, to bear witness of the call of the noble sacrifice and service of these your councilmen and women. Consecrate them, O God, that they continue to do your will and live according to the interests of the people who elected them. Thank you, God, for selecting them for such a time as this, a time where the citizens are in need of leadership, a time where the city is in need of integrity, a time where the citizens are in need of hope. We come, God, during this sacred time to bear witness of your glory. We come, God, invoking your presence today, that the decisions be made in the best interest of all citizens for shared prosperity. And, oh God, we come mindful and heartily repent of the decisions made by past policymakers that divided and did not invest in the interests of all. God, we come yet challenged to repair the broken breaches. Heal our city, heal our hearts, make us one, that we may indeed manifest your glory and know the greatest and most sacred things in our city is our water, is our people, and the love that makes our city great. We come in the name that's the greatest and above all name, the name of justice, the name of a God who's anchored in love, anchored in diversity, anchored in inclusion, and anchored in equity. In your name we give praise. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Brooks. Councilwoman Green, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. It is my distinct honor to welcome my friend today to be our chaplain of the day. If you have, and I know Councilwoman Pearlie Walker is mad at me because she wanted him to be her chaplain of the day. I know. Sorry, I came first. But we have had some incredible conversations, deep and meaningful conversations that Memphians need to hear on your radio shows on Sunday afternoon. And I hope that you will tune in, because every time I tune in, you're having those kinds of conversations with really important civic leaders in our space. And that was a gorgeous prayer. So let me honor you by saying it is hereby known that Pastor Dr. Kevin Brooks, in recognition of a life of exemplary qualities, outstanding service to the city, meritorious involvement in humanitarian affairs, and demonstrated concern for governmental processes, has been appointed Chaplain of the Day by the Memphis City Council. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Madam Comptroller, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Carlisle, Cooper Sutton, Easter Thomas, Ford, Green, Logan, Smiley, Spinoza, Swearingen Washington, Walker, Warren, White, Chairman Canale.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller.
My pleasure.
I believe Vice Chair Swearingen Washington has read the meeting minutes for February 4th, 2025.
Thank you, Chairman. I have reviewed the minutes and find them to be in order, and I move for the adoption of the February 4th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Item was moved by Swearingen Washington, seconded by Spinoza. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for February 4th meeting minutes. Members, please cast your votes.
For Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Welcome to the February 18th, 2025 regular meeting of the Memphis City Council. Meetings of the council shall be conducted in an orderly manner to ensure the public has the full opportunity to be heard, and the deliberate process of the council is retained at all times. Sergeant at Arms has meeting agendas available up front, as well as comment request cards for members of the public wishing to be heard on a specific item. All those wishing to speak on an item must turn in their comment card to the Sergeant at Arms before the item is called. If you are not here to speak on a specific item, you can note your request to give general comment at the end of the meeting. As chair, I will only recognize citizens that properly registered to speak by submitting a completed comment request card to the Sergeant at Arms. Members of the audience and persons addressing the council will not be permitted to engage in gossip, make defamatory, personal, slanderous, or profane comments, or use abusive or vulgar language. The chairperson of the council may maintain order by giving any persons who are in violation of the stated rules of decorum a warning to cease any violative conduct in order to leave the council's chambers, or by giving an order for security personnel to remove any disruptive person in the council's chambers who refuses to leave voluntarily. These rules are posted on the door as you enter the chamber and as you pick up comment cards. Before we begin, I would like to recognize Councilwoman Dr. Easter Thomas.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, colleagues, City of Memphis. And also, great afternoon and happy Black History Month, and welcome to the Cordova High School Choir, as their jackets say, the standard of excellence. Can we welcome them? Thank you all, young men and women, so much for traveling on this maybe risky, maybe snowy afternoon that we may have, just to grace us with your presence and your voice as we open up our meeting. We have something special for your director later, but for you all, we wanted to also hear the voices that he was training that the nation has grown to know. So thank you, Chair, for allowing them to come for today, and I will turn it over to Director Macklin.
That was beautiful. Thank you to the young men and women who serenaded us today. We appreciate you being here, and you are all extremely talented. Vice Chair, you're recognized.
I was waiting on my Grammy music. There it is. And the Grammy goes to Mr. Adrian Macklin. We are so proud to have our own to be presented with a Grammy. We feel like you get that Grammy with us, for us, and we are so proud of you and the standard that you have and your beautiful young people. We're so thankful to have you as a teacher in Memphis. Whereas the Memphis City Council takes great pride in recognizing and celebrating individuals who've dedicated their lives to the advancement of arts and education. And today, we honor the achievements of Adrian Macklin, a Grammy Award-winning choral director, educator, and leader in music education. Adrian Macklin is a proud product of the city of Memphis and of Memphis City Schools. He was inspired by his middle and high school choral directors to pursue a career in music education, leading him to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree in music with an emphasis on vocal performance from Philander Smith University. Whereas in his 13th year as director of choirs at Cordova High School and 19th year of teaching, Adrian Macklin has built a legacy of excellence, leading ensembles to perform at prestigious venues such as Carnegie Hall, the Tennessee Music Educators Association Conference, and the Southern Division of the American Choral Directors Association Conference. Whereas under Adrian Macklin's leadership, his choral ensembles have become widely recognized for their inspiring, thought-provoking, and moving performances, while he remains dedicated to cultivating well-rounded musicians and students who are prepared for the next chapter of their lives. Beyond the classroom, Adrian Macklin has made a profound impact on the Memphis Shelby County School District through his service on his music leadership team, where he mentors and supports fellow choral directors, contributes to professional development planning, and fosters opportunities for team teaching and collaboration. Whereas Adrian Macklin's dedication to choral excellence is matched by his commitment in his faith community, serving for 20 years as minister of music at Mount Moriah East Baptist Church and as the assistant artistic director for Memphis Choral Arts, which he leads the Memphis Men's Chorale. Whereas Adrian Macklin's expertise and passion have been recognized on national stages, including adjudicating festivals, serving as a guest clinician in multiple states, and contributing to the National Baptist Convention Lucy E. Campbell Music Workshop. Whereas Adrian Macklin's extraordinary contributions to music education have earned him national recognition, including the 2020 Country Music Association Foundation Music Teachers of Excellence Award, and most notably, the prestigious 2025 Music Educator Award presented by the Recording Academy and Grammy Museum. Beyond his professional achievements, he is a devoted father to his two beautiful daughters, Madison and Mackenzie, who are the true inspiration behind his work and passion. Now, therefore, be it resolved, on behalf of this Memphis City Council and the citizens of Memphis, we do hereby honor the extraordinary contributions of Adrian Macklin, commend his lifelong dedication to music education, and recognize the lasting impact he has made in shaping the future of choral music in Memphis and beyond, adopted February 18, 2025, from the entire Memphis City Council. We are so proud of you.
Wow, I sound pretty good on paper. To God be the glory for the things that he has done. As a native Memphian, I can't express how much joy it brings me. I'm excited about the things that God has done with the Recording Academy and the Grammy Museum, but to be shown the love as a product of this school system here, as a Memphian, I'm so proud. I'm so honored to represent. There's some wonderful things that are happening in Memphis. I'm an example of it. The students that you see standing before you are examples of that. I am proud of the work that I do, and I am not going to stop. Thank you again for this day.
Thank you, Mr. Macklin, and congratulations. Madam Comptroller, just so that we make it official, would you please read item 1 into the record and show it approved by acclamation, sponsored or moved by Swearingen Washington, seconded by Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item number 1 is a resolution to honor Cordova High School teacher, Mr. Adrian Macklin, for his recognition by the Recording Academy and Grammy Museum as the 2025 Music Educator Award recipient. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the Memphis City Council.
Thank you. If you show that approved by acclamation. Councilwoman White, you're recognized.
Before you all move and leave, thank you and congratulations, Mr. Macklin. But I just wanted to tell you, young people, that you all brought life and light into this chamber today. And thank you all for being such a bright light in our community. We really love and appreciate you, young people.
Madam Comptroller, please call item number 2.
Item number 2 is a resolution pursuant to Chapter 9.6 of the Memphis and Shelby County Unified Development Code, approving a planned development at the subject property located at 3763 Jackson Avenue. This resolution is sponsored by the Division of Planning and Development It was held from February 4th. The case number is PD 24-17.
Madam Vice Chair, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met. There was a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
Item was moved by Vice Chair Swearingen Washington, seconded by Warren. Seeing no members in the queue, I assume no member wants a presentation from DPD. Please prepare the voting screen for item number 2. We have amendments to this item. All right, if you'd read those in the record, please.
I pulled up the revised site plan here. So outside of the amendment to the site plan, there will be amendments also reflected in the outline plan conditions. But as you all can see here, there has been noted landscaping on the exterior of the existing fence along the residential drive, so Villa Drive and Gregg Avenue. There will also be an extension of the proposed fencing to wrap around the pre-existing zone R6 zoned residential property that is also owned by the property owner and applicant here. And we will amend the outline plan conditions that are reflected under the landscaping portion that will address the addition of the fencing that's going to be along Gregg Avenue. And those are the final amendments outside of what was heard originally.
Thank you, colleagues. Any questions? All right. Now, colleagues, you can vote on item 2 as amended. Colleagues, please cast your votes.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Please show Spinoza is voting yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Colleagues, items 3 through 5 are interrelated and could be read into the record together and voted on as one, but out of an abundance of caution and clarity, I'm going to have them read individually and voted on individually. So, Madam Comptroller, if you would proceed with reading item 3.
Item number 3 is a joint ordinance adopting the 2018 edition of the International Code Council International Energy Conservation Code and providing for its implementation by amendment to the Memphis and Shelby County Building and Residential Codes. Up for third and final reading, this ordinance is sponsored by the Division of Planning and Development. The ordinance number is 5929.
Madam Vice Chair, you're recognized.
The committee met. There was a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
Item was moved by Vice Chair Swearingen Washington, seconded by Spinoza. Director Zena, do you need to make any comments on this item?
John Zena, Planning and Development. This item, as well as the next two, are changes that are being made to the technical building codes to comply with changes that have been made in state law over the last 2 years. So we're just coming into compliance with state law.
Very good. Colleagues, any questions? All right, seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen. Members, please cast your votes.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item 4.
Item number 4 is a joint ordinance further amending the 2021 edition of the ICC International Building Code and previous local amendments, including certain appendices, up for third and final reading. This ordinance is sponsored by the Division of Planning and Development, and the ordinance number is 5930.
Madam Vice Chair, you recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met. There was a positive and favorable recommendation, and I so move.
That item was moved by Swearingen Washington, seconded by Warren. Director Zena, any other comments?
John Zena, Planning and Development. This item is the residential code. If you recall, 3 years ago, there was a change in the residential code that moved 3 to 6 unit multifamily buildings into the residential code. We were having to move those back to the building code. That's the next item. So this just removes what was previously done. And again, that's to comply with state law.
Thank you, sir. Colleagues, any questions? Seeing none, please prepare the voting screen for item 4. Members, please cast your votes.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. Chairman Canale, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item 5.
Item number 5 is a joint ordinance amending the Memphis and Shelby County Residential Code so as to adopt the 2021 edition of the ICC International Residential Code and local amendments. Up for third and final reading, this ordinance is sponsored by the Division of Planning and Development. The ordinance number is 5931.
Madam Vice Chair, you recognize.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met. There was a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
Item was moved by Vice Chair Swearingen Washington, seconded by Spinoza. Director Zena.
John Zena, Planning and Development. As noted, this moves the 3 to 6 unit multifamily buildings back to the International Building Code. One of the things that we did get to retain from our change that we made locally 3 years ago is pursuant to a new state law, 3 and 4 unit buildings are not required to have a sprinkler system if there is 2-hour fire separation between the units. So that is included in this change, along with adopting a change that was made in state law that allows multifamily buildings up to 6 stories at 4 units of floor to be served by one single stair, which is a cost savings that can help to introduce more multifamily and mixed use on some of our older commercial lots in more of the core of the city. Available for any questions.
Thank you, Director. Colleagues, seeing no members in the queue, Madam Comptroller, please prepare the voting screen. Please cast your votes.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Green, yes. Please show Councilmember Ford is voting yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Warren, yes. Chairman Canale, yes. Please show Councilmember Smiley is voting yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please take us to item 25.
Item number 25 on our add-ons is a resolution requesting the approval for the sale in the amount of $820,000, a portion of a city-owned parcel located at 2685 Plant Road and further described as parcel ID number 05010100054, Memphis, Shelby County, Tennessee, District 6, Super District 8. This resolution is sponsored by the administration, and there is a request for same-night minutes.
Councilman Smiley, you recognize.
Committee may recommend approval. I so move.
item was moved by Smiley, seconded by Easter Thomas. I do have a few. Go to Richard Massey first. Mr. Massey, name and address, 2 minutes.
Richard Massey, 3615 Central Avenue. Good evening, Council. Today, our city and our country sit at a standstill. Our democracy and our bedrock values are being ignored to the delight of billionaire oligarchs. One of those billionaires, who so happens to be the wealthiest man in the world, is ransacking the federal government right now. That billionaire and his illegitimate Doge Commission have gutted USAID, which works to feed the poorest children on the face of the planet. They've moved to gut the CFPB, which fights big banks that charge excessive overdraft fees and scammers that target our elders. They've come up with a plan to upend public education and shutter the Department of Education. They've targeted FAA workers in the face of a national aviation safety crisis and have even sought to cut pediatric cancer research, which affects entities like St. Jude. All of this will affect Memphians one way or another. That very same billionaire, who I referred to as President Elon Musk, has set up a massive supercomputer in South Memphis right next to Boxtown. It operates on gas turbines that emit harmful pollutants breathed in by residents who've called Boxtown home for decades. Musk has a long history of ignoring the health of communities and being an enemy to working people. In Fremont, California, Tesla was being investigated by the EPA for violating the Clean Air Act. Since Musk's takeover, the EPA Inspector General has been fired. The Department of Labor investigated Musk for ignoring racial harassment at Tesla and indiscriminately firing workers at SpaceX. Now the Department of Labor Inspector General has also been fired. Musk was able to skirt around local water usage regulations while this gigafactory is being built outside of Austin. Folks, what can we anticipate that he might do with the TVA? XAI has come here to Memphis not having held a single town hall with residents. They've secured over 550 plus acres of land in Memphis that they still haven't provided a reason for. They are yet to secure a TDEC permit for this facility and have moved to permanently operate XAI off of the same gas turbines that are presently polluting the community. And yes, we need a gray water reuse facility. This is something that advocates fought tirelessly for. However, given the track record of entering negotiations with, I urge you to approach this with caution.
Thank you, Mr. Massey. Pamela Moses.
Good afternoon, Pamela Moses, 2383 Jackson. I stand here before echoing what he just said, but there's a critical issue that requires our immediate attention, Mr. Smiley. I'm here to throw a flag on the play, because that's what's going on here when you rush to make decisions. You foul the community. We must recognize that the choices today will resonate with our lives tomorrow, and potential regrets we could face should not be taken lightly. I have been in communication with the Tennessee Department of Conservation, so I may inform you, Dr. Warren, because I know you know who they are, that Elon Musk and his team at XAI have not applied for any permits through the state. The lack of oversight raises serious questions about this city council, last city council, accountability, and we are willing to allow this to happen. That means that y'all are involved in a conspiracy when two or more people conspire to break the law against the public good. To those who have benefited from the meetings held before the meetings and after official sessions, I urge you to reflect on your oath to public office. Your commitment should be to the people, not private billionaire interests. I implore you to do the right thing and resist the urge to rush the process. We have seen the consequences and haste of the rollout of the smart meters. 2,000 individuals are affected through that rush. If we allow billionaires to come to our city without proper scrutiny, we risk our own well-being, but the future generations. What about our children and grandchildren? What about them? Let us remember, what does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul?
Thank you, Ms. Moses. Glenda Hicks.
Glenda Hicks, good afternoon. 608 Gillies Road. Council members, I was in committee meeting this morning when this matter was discussed, and I appreciate the information that was provided by Councilwoman White. However, the fact remains that this sale is tied to a process that this council was not respected or vetted in. When we talk about the facility that XAI currently operates under, all of that from all information that has been provided my way was done through backdoor actions. And that's disrespectful. So to turn around and supposedly accept such a lovely gift when you basically were totally ignored initially, but to hand you a so-called olive branch to appease you, and for you intelligent individuals to go along with that is a sellout to those that you represent. Yes, I agree, the gray water facility is definitely something that we need, but at what cost? Do we sell ourselves to get it? Bringing Elon Musk into Memphis is a mistake. All we have to do is look at California, look at Texas, look at the issues that they are dealing with right now, because this individual does not respect the rights of good working people. He sees himself above. And to go along with him demeans who you are. So please consider this when you make the decision to vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hicks. Joan Hart.
Joan Harp, 178 South Grove Park Road, Memphis 38117. Whether this facility is appropriate for Memphis hasn't been discussed. Again, not on the agenda and on a last-minute piece of paper where most of the general public doesn't even know this is being heard today. So this is a matter of more than just, you've got to be more transparent. A lot of people don't even understand what AI is or how these computers work or how the energy happens. Using natural gas is what most of the clean air buses use. It's probably the cleanest way to do this. But beyond that, it's more of educating the public on what's going on. This could be a huge way of making Memphis the jewel of the South again by being an intellectual hub, by having really great thinkers here. But again, it has to be something that the public knows about and agrees on. And it does seem like a backyard deal, again, just like the Sheridan, just like the other things that we brought to your attention. Let's stop doing these kind of things and let the public be heard before you make any decision. I'm from California. Musk left California because of the taxes. And you think why he might be eyeing Memphis? Because it's a good bargain. So what are you going to do to make sure that the people get the best bargain? And that is about letting some public hearings happen. There's no hurry to expand. And $800,000 for that much acreage is a really good deal. So maybe it's too cheap, right? And maybe we let the public decide. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Harp. Sarah Houston.
Good afternoon, Council. Sarah Houston, 200 Wagner Place. I serve as the Executive Director of Protect Our Aquifer, and I want to thank everybody that spoke before me. I heard a lot of language around move with caution. This is a project that our organization has has championed since day one, honestly, since 2017, because Tennessee Valley Authority uses up to 7 million gallons of water from our aquifer every day, and they compete with Boxtown, Westwood, Walker Homes for that water infrastructure capacity, especially in extreme weather events like we're gonna see tonight. So it's been challenging to navigate this because of the ownership situation. It's something we never foresaw to happen. And so I do really appreciate the delay from 2 weeks ago. That gave us the 2 weeks time to really understand how we can make this agreement better. And this reversion clause gives Memphis the power to dictate what construction is going to look like in this next year and ensure that we get what we need and this facility comes online quickly. I do want to mention that there are a few additional opportunities for public engagement and getting this deal right. There's going to have to be an agreement between XAI and Public Works to access that wastewater effluent. We need to decide if we're going to be selling that to them. We need to decide what our water quality expectations are. We're going to need to decide how that part of the deal is going to work for Memphis. We also are going to have to deal with this TDEC permit like was brought up before. That application is pending, and we need to make sure that the water quality parameters are, they work, that we have a consistent understanding of what violations look like, and that there is community policing and enforcement of this. But overall, this is an exciting opportunity, but we want to see this through. Protect Our Aquifer doesn't want to put up our blinders and say, it's just for the aquifer. We want this to be a community deal, and education is lacking drastically in this situation. We've been trying to step up to it, but 2 weeks' time, but there's a lot to do. Last thing I want to mention, MLTW will be losing customers with this, and so we need to consider our commercial water rate structure and make sure that we are charging companies for the water that they're using on a progressive rate structure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Houston. Councilman Carlisle, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the previous question.
Madam Comptroller, item was moved by Smiley, seconded by Easter Thomas. Please prepare the voting screen for item 25. Members, please cast your votes.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please take us back to the consent agenda with items 6 through 8 and 26 and 27.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item number 6 on our consent agenda is a resolution accepting public improvements for State Line North, 5414 and 5420 Tulane Road, and releasing bond. The contract number is CR 5405 and 5405 amended. There is a request for same night minutes. Item number 7 is a resolution approving engineering plans for indoor event venue, Crosstown Events venue, and accepting bond as security. There is a request for same night minutes. The contract number is 5472. Item number 8 is a resolution approving an honorary street name change at Beacon Hill Drive between Smith Ridge Road and Mira Avenue for Mario Bradley, District 7, Super District 8. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Easter Thomas, and there is a request for same night minutes. Also, we have an ordinance establishing an elective neighborhood parking permit program up for first reading. Ordinance number 5933 is sponsored by Councilman Smiley. Item number 27 is an ordinance supplementing and amending the 2021 Memphis Municipal Code of Ordinances of the City of Memphis, Tennessee, relative to alcoholic beverages, providing for the repeal of certain ordinances not included herein, and providing when such amendments to the code and this ordinance shall become effective. Up for first reading, ordinance number 5934 is sponsored by Councilman Spinoza, and there is a request for same night minutes. Mr. Chairman, that concludes our consent agenda items.
That does. Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Vice Chair, you're recognized.
Thank you. The committee met. There was a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
Consent agenda was moved by Swearingen Washington, seconded by Spinoza. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen. Members, please cast your votes.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please take us to our fiscal consent, item number 28.
Item number 28 is a resolution to request and appropriate additional revenue received from FEMA deployments for FY25 funding budget in the amount of $1,835,730. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the administration, and there is a request for same night minutes.
Madam Vice Chair, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met. There was a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
Item was moved by Swearingen, Washington, seconded by Carlisle. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for 28.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please take us to the MLGW fiscal consent, starting with item 9.
Item number 9 is a resolution approving change number 3 to contract number 12288, Gas Matrix Utility Landscaping with Enlightenment, Inc., doing business as APS Facility Maintenance, to ratify and renew the current contract in the funded amount of $410,401.44. Item number 10 is a resolution approving change number 2 to contract number 12366, large directional drilling with Memphis Road Boring Company, Incorporated, to ratify and renew the current contract in the funded amount of $2,509,000. Item number 11 is a resolution approving change number 2 to contract number 12315, New Canada Road 24, Maine with Enscore LLC, to ratify and extend the current contract value in the funded amount of $500,332.97. Item number 12 is a resolution awarding contract number 12493, South Campus Collecting, Maine, to WNT Contracting Corporation in the funded amount of $573,728. Item number 13 is a resolution approving change number 5 to contract number 12355, formerly C2358, DocuSign with DocuSign Incorporated, to ratify and renew the current contract in the funded amount of $165,641.45. Item number 14 is a resolution approving the ratification of purchase order number 7063119 to Altech Industries Incorporated for a 9-ton digger derrick truck in the amount of $257,891. Item number 15 is a resolution approving change number 3 to contract number 12298, janitorial services to Mason's Professional Cleaning Service LLC, to ratify and renew the current contract in the funded amount of $360,484.38. Item number 16 is a resolution approving change number 3 to contract number 12339, janitorial services to Mason's Professional Cleaning Services LLC, to renew the current contract in the funded amount of $1,370,375.20. Item number 17 is a resolution approving change number 1 to contract number 12474 UPA Emergency Meter Repair to Utility Partners of America LLC UPA, to ratify, extend, and change the project scope in the funded not to exceed amount of $13,799,450.80. And finally, item number 18 is a resolution approving Aon Consulting Incorporated be employed on an as-needed basis at the hourly rates not exceeding $625 for actuarial team, $625 for consultants, and $325 for analysis. Analyst is the word, excuse me. This concludes the MLGW fiscal consent.
Thank you. Councilman Spinoza, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Committee recommends approval, and I so move.
MLGW fiscal consent was moved by Spinoza, seconded by Easter Thomas. Please cast your votes, members.
Everybody didn't vote. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please take us to item number 19.
Item number 19 is an ordinance to amend Chapter 6, Article 46, Section 3 of the Code of Ordinances as to the term of service of the Memphis Transportation Commission. Ordinance number 5415, up for third and final reading. Ordinance number 5928 is sponsored by the administration.
Councilwoman Easter Thomas, you recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The committee recommends approval, and I so move. Electronically, okay, there we go.
Item was moved by Easter Thomas, seconded by Spinoza. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for 19. Members, please cast your votes.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes. Please show Dr. Warren is voting yes on this item.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please take us to item 20.
Item number 20 is an ordinance to amend City Council meeting dates for 2025, up for third and final reading. Ordinance number 5932 is sponsored by Council members Carlisle and White, and there is a request for same-night minutes.
Madam Vice Chair, you recognize.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met. There was a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
Item was moved by Swearingen, Washington, seconded by Spinoza. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for 20.
Last chance.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item 21.
Item number 21 is a resolution for fiscal year 2025 second quarter budget adjustment to adjust expenditures for unanticipated circumstances. All council districts, this resolution is sponsored by the administration.
Councilman Carlisle, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If we could, before I make my motion, if we could roll the screen to the item on the floor, item 21, please. I'm looking at 20. I'm waiting for 21. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The committee met, recommended approval, and I so move. And if I missed this, I apologize. Yep, perfect. with same 9 minutes, Mr. Chairman. As amended.
Madam Comptroller, for the record, that this item number 21, as amended with same 9 minutes. 21 was moved by Carlisle, seconded by Spinoza. We have one comment card, Joan Harp.
Joan Harp, 178 South Grove Park Road. Like many people, I'm looking at that budget. And for example, in the mayor's office, we went from $300 in outside postage to $17,000. There's a lot of grift going on. And maybe we got to look at things a little closer before we just keep going. I think, Mr. Carlisle, you said in December that without any kind of documentation, it's all just a bunch of goobly-goo, and it's almost a quote. Also, Ms. Green, you remember when they lost $10 million of the firemen's money? The same people who are in charge of the money now, we just put them in charge of more money. It's been a failure since the Mow to Own program with Mr. Adams, yet he's running our finances. I don't even want to talk about the $5.9 million. I just found some more questions about that. There's no way to keep taking more money from taxpayers that's being badly spent. Where is $18,000 of outside postage going? Who sends anything by postage? Even if you're sending it by Federal Express, you're sending a thumb drive. What are we sending out all that? And next year it's $24,000? Did anybody look at the budget to see where we could cut instead of just keep adding more? Enough. Just like the whole thing with December, no facts, no figures. Then we come last month about the MATA thing. You're gonna let the same people forensically audit the money? Come on, hire an outside force. Look at the numbers, they don't add up. If somebody like me who is not an accountant can look at the city budget and look at line items and go, what the heck? How can you just keep saying it's unexpected? Who's sending money like I used to? When I was a musician, we'd send money home from Europe in FedEx Express because we were playing the international market. Where's our money?
Madam Comptroller, please prepare the voting screen for item 21.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canale, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item 22.
Item number 22 is a resolution for fiscal year 2025 second quarter budget adjustment to adjust expenditures for unanticipated circumstances related to transportation. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the administration.
Councilman Carlisle, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Committee met recommends approval, and I so move.
Item was moved by Carlisle, seconded by Swearingen Washington. We have two comment cards. Leo Arnold, you're up first.
And real quick, I'm sorry, Mr. Arnold, before you start, I just want to make sure I got the motion right. I just want to make sure that we did move this with same 9 minutes, and it was an amended document being separated. All right, for the record. All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Leo Arnold, 814 River Park Drive, immediate past chair of the Memphis Interfaith Coalition for Action and Hope's Transit Equity Team. Also a member of the new Better Transit for a Better Memphis, which has been organized by Micah and the Sierra Club. For the last 5 months, we've been actively working to see that Micah be held accountable for management issues, financial issues. However, our primary insistence since 2018, when you approved the Transit Vision Plan, We have been pushing for additional operational support for Memphis Transit Authority. That has not been forthcoming. We now, with inflation over the last 10 years, the $30 million grant that you give each year is woefully low. That is the driver for why our transit system sucks. And it sucks because of bad management, for sure, in the past. We hope that with the new TransPro contract, we're concerned, but we're hopeful that we will have a revised plan that you can fully endorse and support. We'll work with you. We'll work with the new MATA board. We're very excited about the new leadership, but we will continue to demand proper funding. When you look at transit as an important issue, we have 1 out of 5 households do not have a car, but they have to get to work to and from on time. We have businesses that have shared with us. 80 restaurants went out of business last year. One of the driving reasons is because their employees could not get to and from work on time. We have members of the Better Transit Committee, the Better Transit for a Better Memphis, that have missed medical appointments because they do not have a reliable transit system. Memphis cannot improve. We cannot improve our economic condition until we reduce poverty. That poverty will be reduced with your increased investment, and I want to thank you today in anticipation of a positive vote for the increased resources for MATA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Arnault. Gisela Guerrero.
Good afternoon, Gisela Guerrero, 931 Forest Avenue. I'm the lead organizer for MICA, the Memphis Interfaith Coalition for Action and Hope, and I'm here speaking on behalf of the Better Transit for Better Memphis Coalition. A lot of our members who are very dedicated to this coalition could not be here tonight because we still have a transit system that is unreliable. And when you add on inclement weather, they would not know for sure that they could be here and get back home in time. So I don't normally speak because that's not the role that I have as an organizer. My goal is to ensure that the leaders speak directly. But today, because of this, I'm going to share some thoughts on their behalf. The transit committee members continue to, like y'all, we want to find out how the spending has happened in the last few years that led to the situation that we're in today. We also want to know why the issues are so severe, why there's a bunch of buses that are just sitting somewhere. We want to know all of these things and why they have been unattended for so long. On the buses, day to day, operators are driving around unsure if they're going to have a job the next day, and that's not okay. They're under a ton of pressure. Riders continue to be left waiting at absurd and ill-maintained bus stops. We also still have concerns about TransPro, this consulting firm that has come in and is going to save us, apparently. And we have concerns because of what we heard in our research of what they did in other cities with other transportation systems. So we are also still asking the MATA board to put in place an advisory council made up of transit riders and community members so that we can also keep an eye on TransPro. The $5 million that y'all are looking at today, we support it and we approve it because we think we have enough knowledge right now and certainty that $5 million is going to put us on a better track to fully funding our transit system. And we hope that you will continue to, after this approval, move towards looking at fully funding the transit system with dedicated, sustainable funding source for the next fiscal year. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Carlisle, you're recognized. Please restate.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd ask my colleagues that we pass this with same night minutes. I called it as a minute. I'm not sure if that's actually proper to the motion, but I'd ask for same night minutes on this. We don't meet until March 18th. And even if we were to pass it that meeting with same night minutes, the routing system, appropriating, et cetera, the money wouldn't get out the door for another 2 weeks. So we're talking 6 weeks down the road. I was speaking with our council. So this is my same night minutes. The administration is responsible for administering that money. They're working with TransPro, but ultimately, we need to dig in, as we talked about in committee, over the next month that we have and figure out what our horizon on the run rate's really going to look like. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I move item number 22.
All
was moved with a favorable recommendation with same night minutes.
Without objection, colleagues, we're going to move this with same night minutes. Moved by Carlisle, seconded by Swearingen, Washington. Councilman Warren, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If we could, at our next meeting, perhaps have some sort of report from administration on where the pilot funding that Councilman Carlisle had recommended 3 years ago that was specifically supposed to go to MATA, how much is gone and how much hasn't gone. I've heard reports that they haven't received a dime. If that's the case, I'd like to know where that pilot money went, and we need to know because that was designated to go to MATA. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilman. All right, Madam Comptroller, item 22 has been moved with same night minutes. Please prepare the voting screen. Members, please cast your votes for item 22.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, no. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item 23.
Item number 23 is a resolution requesting a budget neutral amendment to the FY25 operating budget in the amount of $185,569.02 to fund 3 full-time positions that were inadvertently excluded from the FY25 adopted budget, as well as requesting full funding for the 3 positions in FY26. All council districts, this resolution is sponsored by the administration.
Councilman Carlisle, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The committee recommended approval, and I so move. And actually, Mr. Chairman, if I may make a comment.
Yes, sir.
You know, I will say something. My colleague leaned over, and we were talking about these amendments that are coming through. And one of the things that I will say about, you know, for the public they're not going to love, but at least it's a nod to the work that the Young administration is attempting to do. A lot of times these are fixed behind the scenes with no public transparency. It's just the whip of a pen in an 8,000 person organization. So as clumsy and clunky as this looks, I appreciate Chief Pearson, Chief Adams, and the mayor at least saying we screwed up and we want to do it the right way. We want to fix it the right way. We want to document it the right way. So I do have an appreciation for that. And I just want that to be put out there because in prior administrations, politically, the easiest thing to do is just fix it on the computer and not say anything. So I just want to say that I appreciate that, even though it may look as clumsy as it is to the public. 3 positions at $185,000 a year and an $850 million annual operating budget. It's actually really $1 billion operating budget when you include storm and sewer, with an employment of 6,000 to 8,000 full-time and independent contractors. To miss 3 full-time positions ain't the end of the world. But I appreciate them wanting to be transparent about that. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield my comments.
Thank you, Councilman. Madam Comptroller, the item was moved by Carlisle, seconded by Spinoza. Seeing no other members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen. Members, please cast your votes for item 23. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. Joan Harp, members, will you hold the voting screen, please?
Okay, Joan Harp, 178 South Grove Park Road. Clearly a citizen that cares. Now, we want to add some positions. Mr. Carlisle, I'm all good, but you want to kiss up to some people who are making huge mistakes. I'm sorry.
No, ma'am, you're not going to disparage anybody from that podium. You're done. No, it's not. Those are our rules of decorum, and you're not going to do it. Madam Comptroller, please prepare the voting screen for 23.
Can I read the vote? Thank you. Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item 24.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item number 24 is a resolution requesting the approval for the sale in the amount of $280,000 of a city-owned parcel located at 0 Dexter Road, Memphis, Shelby County, Tennessee, 38016, and further described as parcel ID number D0209-00531, unincorporated Shelby County. This resolution is sponsored by the administration.
Councilman Smiley, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Committee met recommended approval, and I so move.
Item was moved by Smiley, seconded by Warren. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for 24.
Carlisle, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. And Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Colleagues, this brings us to our end of our regular agenda, to our same night minute items. I believe Vice Chair has those ready.
Thank you, Chair. The same night minute items are number 6, 7, 8, 20, 21, 22, 25, and 28. And I so move.
Colleagues, special item 1 is same night minutes. Was moved by Swearingen, Washington, seconded by Spinoza. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen. Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Members, please cast your votes for same night minutes.
For the same night minutes, Carlisle, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. Chairman Canali, yes. Councilmember White.
Same night minutes passes. All right, colleagues, that brings us to our public comment portion. Thomas Nolan. Hold on one second, sir.
Okay.
All right, you go ahead.
Thomas Nolan, Memphis, Tennessee. I am wanting to yield my minutes to Mr. Maxwell.
Okay, but they only get 2 minutes, so you can use your 2 minutes or you can use his, but we can't give them to somebody else.
Yes, I prefer to allow someone else to use them.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm saying you can have your 2 minutes and he can have his, but you can't give yours. Like, I'm not going to give him 4 minutes. But you can use your 2 minutes.
Okay. I divert to just not use it. Thank you.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you. Gerald Pierce.
Good afternoon, City Council. I stand before you today.
Name and address, please, sir.
Say what? I'm sorry.
Name and address, please.
Oh, sorry. Gerald Pierce, 499 South Hollywood.
Thank you, sir. You may proceed. You can proceed.
Okay. I stand before you today to talk about getting a job classification added to the police radio techs. Tech 3. Our job description, Councilwoman Green knows about this, but our job description for the past 25 years has increased 87%. And no classification or anything has been changed. And we we have not been compensated for doing the three-level systems tech work. So we need to get that classification added to the police tech 3. That's a simple request.
Yes, sir. Mr. Pierce, would you be willing to meet with me at another time so we could, I know that's to discuss, it takes more than 2 minutes.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna have one of the staff members give you my card.
Okay.
And I'd be happy to meet with you about it offline. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here.
Chair, if I may.
Councilwoman Green.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to report back to you. We did have a meeting over Zoom, you and your colleagues and myself, and I have been in touch with HR, and we've had multiple meetings with HR. I just don't have an answer for you yet on the multiple pieces that we talked about during our meeting, as soon as we do have a response. But I wanted you to know that I literally talked to my analyst about it last Friday, so we are working through these issues for you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Thank you, sir. Nicholas Nibley.
Good afternoon, Nicholas Nibley, 1870 Madison.
Sorry about that.
I'm a representative for IBEW. I'm here in support of Gerald Pierce. I represent this group, and they just kind of feel like their concerns for the past 5 years trying to get this done have not been heard. I don't know if everybody realizes they take care of all the radios for the police, the ambulance, the fire trucks, and they even have to go help Shelby County with their infrastructure of their radio techs. Like he says, their job description has increased dramatically, and everybody up here knows what season it is, and we're just trying to get them on your mind for this season because they are feeling slighted, and they really want this council and the city to pay attention to them.
Yes, sir. Councilman Smiley, you recognize. Hold on 1 second, sir.
So I guess what you're seeking for the council to do is see if we can amend the job description or create a new job class?
Yes, what they've been trying to do is get a new job class because the purview of what they do has grown so much, and if you research that job description in other places, some of the things that they're doing, it is like an upgraded, like another step. And they're at a step 2 doing step 3 work.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Glenda Hicks.
Glenda Hicks, 608 Gillies, co-founder 21st Century Memphis or Bust. In our support of the community and advocates for what is right for our dear workers, I had come to speak regarding the contract 12474 with MLGW, which I know you all have already voted on. So I shall not go through my comments for this. I've talked with some of you, and you just need to understand that this work that UPA, Utility Partners of America, is doing is bargaining union work. And these jobs should be kept in Memphis. I know you all were told that Memphians are being employed, but based on the information that I have received in investigating this, that is not the case. This is an out-of-town company, and we continue to simply contract. Every council meeting, contract after contract after contract, instead of hiring Memphians who need these good-paying jobs. So sometimes it's like we come and we might as well not say anything because we're not being heard. But I implore you to consider your actions. This contract with UPA for an additional 24 months does not make sense. It is sanctioned under the guise of emergency. So how can you extend an emergency for 24 months? This work should have already been done. This is for defective meters that were in the field. The process is for meters to be inspected before they are installed in the field,
Thank you, Ms.
not
Harris.
after fact.
Thank you for your comments. Last name is Maxwell. I don't want to mess up the first name, and I'm not sure what it is. Mr. Maxwell?
Correct. It's Antoine Maxwell.
Antoine, I'm very sorry. I just couldn't
It's
read
all
it.
good. It's all good. Trust me. I appreciate it. I won't be before you all long. My name is Antoine Maxwell. I reside at 5198 Memphis, Tennessee, 38128 zip code. Today I stand to amplify the voices muted by fear, protect those that are paralyzed by retaliation, and honor the trust of the silenced, and sincerely advocate alongside survivors. To the honorable members of the Memphis City Council, under the risk of perjury, on February 4th, 2025, I submitted a city ethics complaint regarding some concerns with the chief of fire, Gina Sweat. Those complaints came to me over the course of the last 6 months. In November 5th of 2024, I filed a DOJ lawsuit about it. Those complaints come from current firefighters as well as retired firefighters who were recently contacted by Chief Sweat. She contacted them and initiated conversation regarding a fact sheet that went out. And the retaliation in this complaint, as well as the concerns about discrimination, favoritism and nepotism, and misuse of city resources, we would love for you all just to take the time to inquire about this concern. The people that are working in the fire department and serve alongside with the police department and dispatchers serve us unconditionally. And we're really grateful for their services. So my role in all of this is just holding space for people that are hurting right now. And I would love for you all to just hear them and hear their complaints by today. Today I sent you all an email that is the sworn affidavit, as well as my recommendations for my nonprofit, just to see how can we be more ethical and how can we create a better place for the citizens of Memphis to come and work at. We think it's really important that the people that live here also want to work here. So thank you all for hearing us, and we look forward to hearing more from you.
Thank you, Mr. Maxwell. Joan Harp. Hold on one second, Ms. Harp. You may proceed.
Joan Harp, 178 South Grove Park Road. That gong is ridiculous. Just let's start there. I just want to say, you guys are public servants. And Prince, you wanted to point me out. Your name's Prince, right? You're a lawyer for the city? Who's
Ms.
Prince
Harp.
Chambliss? Yeah, you sent to my house a sidewalk repair notice. It's against the law.
Mr. Chairman, I move to adjourn.
Cedric.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
You're gonna get sued. The city is gonna get sued. Straight up. The Tennessee Supreme Court overruled that ordinance. You can laugh if you want, that's the truth. And why are the statistics
Ms. Harp,
for the animal services?
I need you to exit the chamber, Ms. Harp.
Yeah, throw me out, because the citizens have no voice in Memphis.
Pamela Moses. Hey, Miss Moses. Miss Moses, please don't make the same mistake. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Pamela Moses, 2383 Jackson. I want to first say this. There is a level of respect in here that is just Not here today. I mean, during the whole time people were talking, y'all were up walking, and I'm just like, we pay taxes too. Y'all don't care nothing about the poor people that elected y'all. I mean, it's ridiculous, but I'm here because I got up at 8 o'clock, something I don't normally do, to go to the MLGNW meeting. And they forced that thing through with opposition from one of our appointed board members. And I know y'all have already did the MLG and thing. That's why I want to speak on it, because you should have allowed us to speak on it first before you voted on it, and you know that it's a scam. It's a scam go all the way back to Honeywell that 2,000 people have been affected by with their meters. So what I'm saying to y'all is there's a historical context, just like Ms. Glenda said, it's not no emergency. You got the police in here and the firefighters. Y'all are abusing the very people who pay your taxes. And you can't keep rushing this. If I have to, I will file a grievance on the same night minutes because it's illegal. And if you practice law, you would know that you're not supposed to use that on every single thing that you do. We have a city charter and y'all are deviating from it. So I'm just saying to y'all, the current concerns, accountability, transparency. If you just don't care and you want to just drink your water and ignore me, Mr. Spinoza, you can. But the fact of the matter is
Ms. Moses,
that we're not going anywhere.
You direct your comments to me. Please do not address
we're
any
not
other
going anywhere, but what's going to happen, the very shoes that you step on today may be you have to kiss tomorrow, because you're going to need us one day. Mark my words, the very people that don't meet your standards, that aren't in your group and your classes and your fraternities and sororities, you're gonna need us if it's just to take care of one of your parents, because we're gonna all get old. We're not getting any younger, and you have to make better legislation. MLGNW.
Thank you, Ms. Moses. Colleagues, that concludes our public comments. I want to thank staff and colleagues for your time and your service today. Everybody, please